The postseason has arrived in high school basketball. It's that time of year when our sportscast starts sounding like a scene from the Hunger Games. With that in mind, let's turn our attention to Conference 36. Some, you might say, find love in a hopeless place, while others, they just find points in the corner. Corey Darkus gets 3 to give the lead back to Lee. For the Trailblazers, they're all about that pace, No trouble for Khalil Davis. Spotswood completes a perfect regular season, 22-0. Cole Aldrich trying to show off with a behind-the-back pass, but it's John Wall with the steal. He's the one singing, "I'm so fancy." Justin Anderson saying, "You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares, and go downtown." The 3-ball grabs the lead. With the shot clock going tick-tock, Lacey, don't stop, make it pop. Popping up the 3. NC State back in front. For sure, the Nationals and Giants playing in a marathon of a game. To give you a hint, there's already been 2 7th-inning stretches. Second quarter tied at 3, handoff to Kevin Parks. That's no walk in the park. That's a 48-yard run to the end zone. The senior now with over 140 rushing yards this season for a career high. It's 10-3 Cavaliers. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Kristen Yelich at the plate rips this ball into left center, but Steven Souza Jr. Buy that man a drink, Mr. Zimmerman. You have a no-hitter. The diving catch secures history as Jordan Zimmerman from a small town in Wisconsin throws the first no-hitter in Nationals history. The Orioles wrapping up the year in the land of the Maple Leaf. Canada facing the Blue Jays. 5th inning, Jonathan Scope with glowing hearts. We see the rise over left field for the solo home run. It is 1-0 Orioles. That sound you probably hear is the city of Cleveland rejoicing hundreds of miles away. Unlike 4 years ago when LeBron James made his decision in front of ESPN cameras, the NBA star typed his thoughts out and released it to the world through Sports Illustrated with this headline, "I'm coming home." Joining us from that thrilling Final Four game, we'll start with some baseball. After playing 20 games down in Florida for the last month and a half, the Nationals returning to the friendly confines of their home ballpark in D.C. for one last tune-up before Monday's home opener. Washington hosting the Yankees for this dress rehearsal at Nats Park. Doug Fister telling Alex Rodriguez to take a seat a couple times in this game. Fister with his best outing of the spring, going 6 innings, allowing 4 hits and 2 earned runs, while A-Rod denied 3 times, all in strikeouts. Now into the 8th inning, the Nats up by 1 until Drew Storen giving up a 2-run homer to Chris Young, and the Yankees go on to win this 4-3. But manager Matt Williams looking forward to the games that actually count.
Excitement. It's still, optimism and all of the things that everybody experiences this time of year. But I don't know if you ever lose that edge, I think it's not a good thing. So nerves, yeah, excitement, adrenaline, all of those combined make for opening day every single year.
And the Nats face the Mets on opening day at 4 o'clock on Monday. Down in Charlottesville, meeting of ranked opponents on the diamond and a great pitching matchup. Nathan Kirby and Kyle Funkhauser. 4th inning, Kirby handing out the K to Devin Hairston. 1 of 7 strikeouts for the left-hander. Let's go into the bottom of the 5th because Uptown Funkhauser gonna give it to you. Gets Christian Lowry looking. The Cardinals cling to a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the 6th now, bases chock full of Who's. Funkhauser walks Kevin Dowdy to bring in the Wahoo's first run of the day. The game tied at 1. Top of the 7th inning to continue the Uptown Funk theme Saturday night, and Who's in the spot? Don't believe me, just watch. A grand slam off the bat of Corey Ray. Louisville taking a 6-1 lead and would later hand Virginia its 5th straight loss at home with an 8-1 final score. In Harrisonburg, JMU in Game 2 of its series against Delaware, and just like last night, the Dukes would have to climb back from behind. After allowing 5 runs in the first, Chad Carroll dribbling this ball into left field, and then rounding the corner comes Kyle Weston, the product of Spotswood High School. He touches home plate. The Dukes would trim the Blue Hens' lead to 1 heading into the 3rd. Then with Delaware threatening, Kyle McPherson orchestrating the double play to leave 2 runners stranded. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, tied at 5. Michael Sciorra finding the hole in right field. Bobby San Martin and Kyle Weston arriving home to give the Dukes the lead for good. The bats get too hot and make a Dragon want to retire, man. JMU wins 16-8. Let's head down to Blacksburg for some spring football with the Military Bowl champion Hokies. Quarterback Michael Brewer suited up but inactive today as a precaution due to a lower back strain. The Hokies establishing the run early today in the scrimmage. The give going to redshirt freshman Trevon McMillan, and he takes it 52 yards for the touchdown. Many eyes on quarterback Brendan Motley heading into next season, and with Brewer sitting, it was Motley getting reps with the first team, looking pretty good. All in all, head coach Frank Beamer said he was happy with his team's effort.
I like our effort out there. I tell the guys, you keep giving great effort and we'll get better. And this team will. I've said all along, I like this football team and still feel the same way.
We'll see how he feels on April 25th when the Hokies play their annual maroon-orange spring game. To the ice, the Capitals can clinch a playoff spot with a win over Ottawa. The Senators off to an early start and on a two-man advantage. Bobby Ryan making the most out of it. Home team taking a 3-0 lead, but then the Caps would go on a run in the second period, starting with Marcus Johansson, who flicks the wrist to light the lantern and putting Washington on the board. Then in the third period, now down by 1. Troy Brouwer, I remember him as the hero in the Winter Classic. He ties it up at 3 to force overtime, but in the extra session, Kyle Turris with the breakaway to deny the Capitals. Washington going on to lose 4-3 in OT. And finally, take a look at this. The Final Four taking place tonight. Duke rolling over Michigan State easily after a slow start. Coach K advancing to his 9th national championship game. And meanwhile, the game that everyone is talking about on Twitter that's blown up my phone, Wisconsin defeating Kentucky 71-64, handing Kentucky their first loss of the season. As someone who used to work in Wisconsin, I'm rooting for the Badgers, and it's going to be Duke versus Wisconsin Monday night on CBS The V.